Yes, guys, just a quick reaction to the Joyce versus Zhang fight that's just taken place at the Copper Box Arena, with Zhang getting a sixth round stoppage win over Joyce. Now, what a performance this was for Zhang, and a lot of people did not see this coming. Zhang perfected a game plan and really targeted Joyce's eye, similarly to how Joyce targeted Daniel Dubois' eye, working out that southpaw stance. Joyce, to me, did not look at his best, despite shredding, almost 15 pounds of weight. He did not look fast. Now we know naturally Joyce is not the fastest of heavyweights. He is quite slow, ponderous, but effectively he gets stronger as the fight goes on. And although he did get stronger as the rounds went on after a poor start from him, I just didn't see him really growing into the fight. And I feel as though Zhang really, putting a dent in Joyce's eye, as you can see in the picture above, really affected the outcome of the fight. Zhang was able to pick him off all night. I feel as though Zhang was able to pick off Joyce all night, and we saw the success that he had. And, as we can see in the picture above, Joyce's eye was quite pretty bruised up. And I think we also saw in the earlier rounds, Joyce had a bit of a bloody nose. We've never seen him look like that. This, to me, kind of shows that, maybe Joyce is not quite the fighter we think he can be as he steps up to face these tougher guys. It's all well and good doing it against guys who have been beaten by the top guys already, like those fringe world level guys like Joseph Parker, etc., and Takam and all these lot. These are fighters who've already been beaten quite conclusively before by other fighters. So really and truly, you're just dealing with the likes of AJ Fury and Dillian White's leftovers when you think of it. Takam was knocked out by AJ like 5 or 6 years ago. Parker was beaten convincingly by Anthony Joshua about, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago now. And he was even beaten by Dillian White. So I feel as though, whilst I do rate Joyce as a fighter, I feel as though maybe people kind of overestimated him as a fighter. And when I say that, I think tonight's performance kind of showed, because he did not look like he was, I don't know, maybe it could be maybe the chin. He's taken a lot of big hits throughout the years, and whilst he's come through it, showing a durable and solid chin, like I said before, you cannot use your face and your chin as a first line of defense. Eventually, it will break down and wear down. For Joyce, what's the next thing that he should do? I mean, let's start with Zhang. For him, this fight, he'll obviously change his life, because now he guarantees himself a big fight against one of the big names. I know there is a rematch clause for this fight between Joyce and Zhang, but I don't really see the point in it, because Joyce is what he is. He's going to come forward. He's quite easy to hit. And for Zhang, who's a southpaw, who's just as big as him, who punches hard enough to get the respect, we saw him wobble Joyce a few times. I feel as though the fight is going to be the same outcome. Maybe not. Joyce may not get stopped. His eye may be able to hold up next time. But I do see Zhang having a lot of success in the fight. And I just see it being the same outcome after that performance. And if we talk about Joyce being the next heavyweight champion, but we saw what Zhang done to him, and Zhang is not the fighter that Alexander Usyk is. Can we just imagine? Joyce was the next big thing, Everyone was looking at him as the next guy to come along and win a world title, the guy who's not scared to face anyone. He had all the tools to become a world champion. Other people are still going to view him the same way. And I feel as though a lot of fighters will not shy away from fighting him, especially the top guys, before they probably saw him as a risky fight that you don't need to fight unless, you're called upon to fight him. But after tonight's performance, I know the likes of Anthony Joshua, Dillian White are going to fancy their chances on him, because they know, for one, they hit a lot harder than, Zhang. As hard as Zhang does hit, AJ hits harder than him. He's faster than Zhang. He's a lot more explosive than him. And Joyce is kind of tailor-made for Anthony Joshua. We've seen Joshua fight better against big opponents. And Joyce is, a slow, he's a slow target. He doesn't move fast. He's slow. Head movement isn't quite there. That's tailor made for AJ to land these combinations or 1-2s. So it'll be interesting to see what happens now. I personally think that Anthony Joshua will fight before December. I feel as though he was just saying that to troll us, but we will probably see him out late July or August or something like that in a fight before taking on a big fight in December. But who is it going to be against? We don't know. Will 258 and AJ rush to make that Joyce fight now? Or will Anthony Joshua look at Zhang Zhang and think, you're 39, 40 years old. I fancy my chances. Let me knock you out so I can get myself into position to become a mandatory for that title. Let me know what you guys think. A like, comment and subscribe. Do we think Joyce has hit a ceiling with his potential? Is Joyce more than just a fringe world level guy? Can Joyce bounce back from this win? How will Joyce look in his comeback after this defeat? We know that, certain fighters, after they take a loss in such a fashion, because let's be real, I know one of the judges had Joyce winning it, but in my opinion, Zhang won that fight quite clearly for me. And if I'm being generous, I probably gave Joyce 1 round at best. Zhang won that fight for me either 6-0 or 5-1 before the stoppage. So, how will Joyce look? How's his confidence going to be? Is he going to believe in his chin as much? I know the chin is still quite solid. He did stand up to a few shots, but slowly and slowly, wear and tear is starting to show for me. And I don't know how it's going to look when he goes in there against the bigger fighters. But anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think. Like, comment and subscribe. Look forward to seeing you in the next one.